Patterson, get in here. Welcome back, Lieutenant. Unfortunately, you won't have much time to rest before you head out on your new mission. This time, your destination is inside Germany. We're sending you to the Dachsmag submarine facility in Bremen, where they're building a new U-boat prototype that dwarfs anything we've seen before. Your job is to prevent this monstrosity from ever training its periscope on an Allied ship. Destroy it any way you can. We've arranged for your transport to Dachsmag aboard a merchant marine freighter. You'll be going undercover again, this time as a Kriegsmarine officer. Now let me be clear, Patterson. There's no room for error. The timetable is extremely tight. Intelligence reports the sub will be launching for sea trials within the week. Get there as quickly as you can.
Escape the Wolfram. 23rd of June 1944. Nice work with Greta. I hope this new mission goes as well. You'll be shipping out on the German freighter Wolfram tomorrow night at 19:30 hours. This time you'll be undercover as an officer in the Kriegsmarine. While the enlisted men will just see the uniform and salute, the officers on board all know each other, so be careful when trying to deceive them. Lay low to the trip to Bremen, which should take about 5 days. You'll have a lot to do though, once you reach port at Dachsmag. The Wolfram is one of the largest ships in Germany's merchant marine fleet, so we shouldn't pass up the opportunity to take her out of commission. You'll need to act quickly, because she's only unloading a few supplies before moving on to the next port of call. Your best bet will be to sabotage her engines. Colonel Hargrove put me in contact with an engineer in the American Navy. He suggested jamming the drive shaft with something that you could procure on board, like one of those giant metal wrenches they use on gun batteries. Whatever you find, remember to use the action button once you get down into engineering. Bon voyage.
Sir? Are you lost? It won't happen again. Hallo? Americans, come!
Who's your commanding officer?
Your papers are in order. Alarm! Your papers are in order. Can I help you find where you are going, sir? Those are not valid credentials, sir.
Show me your papers. Who's your commanding officer? Who's your commanding officer?
Who are you? It won't happen again. Alarm! Captain? Can I help you find where you are going, sir? Those are not valid credentials, sir. Forgive me, sir.
What unit are you from?
Sorry, sir.
Captain?
Your papers are in order. Sir?
Can I help you find where you are going, sir? Forgive me, sir.
It won't happen again. Your papers are in order.
Sorry, sir.
The Rooftops of Dachsmag. 28th of June 1944. Now that you've made it off the Wolfram and disposed of that soiled uniform, your next priority is to locate the weapons we clandestinely shipped as part of the cargo bound for Dachsmag. After that, find the facility's deployment timetable. We want an idea of what is going in and out of Bremen's busy port. They usually keep the list dockside, in the harbor master's office. We also want you to disrupt as much of the shipyard as you can. Blow up at least one of the port's cargo trucks. With your demolition charges. Be careful, Patterson, as you work your way through the U-boat production facility. The dock workers here have a rough and salty reputation. They don't take kindly to strangers. Try to engage them from afar with your sniper rifle. The front of the U-boat production facility is crawling with guards, so that's why we're sending you in the back way. You may have to engage in some acrobatic jumping and even a little tightrope walking to get from one building to another, but it shouldn't be anything you can't handle. Being a former pilot, you're not afraid of heights. Are you?
Ganze Armee!
Vorsicht!
The Hunter's Den, 28th of June 1944. The production facility is full of things that can explode, so be careful where you shoot, and be mindful of where you're taking cover while under enemy attack. You have 4 main objectives: find U-4901's engine specs, procure its hull blueprints, destroy the facility's sea door controls so that they can't launch a pursuing sub, and finally, locate and board U-4901. U-4901 is truly a monster. They had to build a special dry dock at the edge of the facility just to construct it. A source we have within the production office says that they're only a couple of hours away from launching the sub for its first sea trial. You must be on board as it heads out into open water, other the mission will have been for nothing. You'll come across different tugboats in various stages of construction. Keep going until you hit the last sub, that's U-4901. It's by far the biggest boat in the yard. You'll know it when you see it. I also have it on good authority from our source that despite the grime and filth of the production floor, the foreman who builds the sub-engines insists on using one of those expensive, fancy rolled-up desks.
kein Ausweg.
Dive, 28th of June, 1944. You made it on just in time. You'll be starting at the stern, right above the engine room. Go down a level and make your way forward towards the bridge. Our contact said that the boat launched just minutes after you sneaked on board. They thought that the whole facility was under attack by the Allies. You must have caused quite a commotion on the production floor. Your goal is now to scuttle the ship. Since we don't want this to be a suicide mission, the OSS has devised a somewhat daring plan that will destroy U-4901 but keep you alive. Step 1. Radio your coordinates to the HMS Belfast, which is awaiting your signal. You'll only have a few minutes after you transmit for them to get a fix on you. Step 2. Now with the clock ticking, find the fin controls and set the boat to dive. Then, destroy the controls with a demo charge, locking the sub into a downward trajectory. Step 3. This is the critical part. Blow the emergency ballast, which will temporarily surface the boat. Scramble up and out through the conning tower before the ballast tanks fill with seawater, plunging U-4901 to the ocean floor.
Zieh Beine runter von meinem Boot!
The unseen terror is always the most frightening. And if you were aboard a ship in the icy North Atlantic during the war, you experienced firsthand the dread of wondering if you'd ever make it to port. From facilities like Dachsmag, hundreds of German U-boats were launched to hunt in their deadly wolfbanks. But the Allies fought back. Sub-hunting planes searched endlessly for U-boat periscopes, and when they found one, the results could be devastating. Regardless of which side you fought on, this would be a horrible way to die.